So the money is going therefore into digital marketing, but there are those who feel that the art of the story, the art of storytelling, the art of communication, therefore, as we knew it for years, is also in a way either eroding or is losing out. I mean, how do I tell an effective story about a brand in a 90-second reel, where with attention spans also as low as they are?
Well, it's not 90. It can be
30 seconds.
It could be even less.
Or 10 seconds.
No, I remember there was Facebook had a piece of data in Italy which said that women in particular were going online and just looking for 2 or 3 seconds, and we created 2 or 3 second ads, and that anathema to long-term brand builders. Well, the fact is that we have to come up with even more creative ways of trying to do. If we're trying to personalize at scale, we're using all this first-party data and the signals from the platforms to create personalized communications to appeal to you or me. How do we get the story and the impact of that creative and that sound, that visual, that film, that picture, and the sound to have an impact? It's going to be more and more difficult. And in a world of AI, when you have these tools that level the playing field, how are you going to introduce the real? And the conventional answer to that, or the conventional wisdom, is that the human being will be the differentiator. We'll all be using these tools, and it will still be the human spark of creativity that changes. I'm not so sure of that. We'll have to see how I'm in the Eric Schmidt camp.
Are you an AI
skeptic, or are you a
skeptic? It's inevitable. It's going to go that way. But I sort of go along with Eric that there's a TikTok film that he did where he said it's going to take 3 or 4 years for machines to become more intelligent than people. And he said at that stage we should pull the plug. And I think there is something in that. I think that what we're going to really ultimately wrestle with is there are going to be machines that are more powerful than people. This is anathema to people in my industry.
It is anathema to the old creative people within your industry, advertising, and I meet ad makers who like to believe that the creativity of the human being cannot be matched by a machine. There are others who say, well, sorry, that it's already been taken over by AI and the machine.
I'd like it to be the case. I like the romantic notion to continue to exist. I have my doubts as to whether, I think that we're on the cusp of using quantum computing, which will expand the capacity of these machines to an extraordinary degree. I mean, there will be the good stuff. I mean, yesterday we were talking about the impact of AI in the healthcare industry, making us live longer, God forbid, but live longer and in this disruptive world, all to the good. But there are going to be some really tough things to deal with. And I think this question about whether a machine will ultimately become more, some of the really disturbing stuff is the way that the machines already find ways around protocols. In AI and AGI, these machines have found ways. You put in strict rules, protocols to prevent them from doing things, and after a period of time, they find ways around them, much to our chagrin. So it's not going to be easy, but there are huge benefits in this highly disruptive world, in a world where we have to deal with US-China relationships or lack of them, Russia and Ukraine, Vladimir Putin's imperial ambitions, Iran and their imperial ambitions as well. In that world where we have these intractable problems, AI, 2 things are going to be important. Firstly, you have to choose, this is where India scores, you have to choose your markets very carefully. So people will be naturally drawn to expansion in India because the economy is expanding at 6 or 7%. That's one thing. The second thing is that in a world where growth is going to be tempered, inflation pretty stubborn, and interest rates higher than we're used to, efficiency, driven by AI, by blockchain, by quantum, whatever, is going to become super important. So those 2 things, the geographical bucket, I'm very bullish on India and very bullish, coming back to where we started the conversation, on Brand Modi, because, India is the future. And, it's been the future for a number of years, but now the chickens are coming home to roost.